Hello, eavesdroppers. Welcome back to another pop culture tarot reading. I hope you all are feeling like $1,000,000. On today's episode, we are doing a little bit of something different here. We are going to look into some YouTube personalities. I'm going to do 3 readings today. We're going to start with Peyton Maree Charles, who is in the blogging, content creator sector, lifestyle blogging. I have not watched Peyton's channel in a long time, but I used to watch her pretty regularly. She made some changes to her content. She had a baby sometime, I believe, last year or early this year. She got into a pretty messy relationship. After going through a breakup with someone who cheated on her, she ended up going back with him because she had his baby. I'm not sure if they're back together, if they're still together. I don't know the inner workings of her relationship, and I wish her well. I have nothing bad to say about her, nothing negative. This is not going to be reading her down in a negative way, but it's going to be looking at her energy. Okay, so we start off here with the 2 of Swords and the Devil. Wow. So I do feel like she could struggle possibly with addictions, possibly mental health issues. She could also feel like she's made some poor choices here, but she feels stuck. That could be, tethering herself to this man that she's had this baby with, because that's a lifelong commitment. That's even more of a commitment than marriage. I do feel like also she's pretty hard to get through to when it comes to maybe correction. She doesn't like to be corrected. Okay, she could be a person who struggles with her ego just a little bit. She also could be a little bit obsessive when it comes to relationships. Okay. I'm also seeing here that she may be a bit nervous about her money. There could be something going on with her finances. She could also just be a person who struggles with abandonment issues, okay? Mental health issues. I do see that here quite a bit. She does, I'm not diagnosing her, but I do see possible bipolar or something like that. Even if it's not a clinical diagnosis, there's like depression here. There's a lot of mental health issues weighing on her. I don't know if she's having trouble sleeping at night, but she could possibly be going through something like that. She has a young child, so that could even be a part of it as well. I feel like mainly, though, this is showing me that she has a concern about her finances. I have seen where she's been going back and forth to court with different people. She had a lawsuit where she sued the side chick or the other woman that her child's father was dealing with, and she won $1 in court, and the other young woman won $1 in court as well. So basically it canceled it out. I do feel like there could be something going on with her finances, though, and it's keeping her up at night. Okay, she has the 10 of Swords and a Knight of Wands. She really struggles with mental health, according to these cards. There's a lot of betrayal that has left her with a lot of wounds in her life. She's a soldier, though. I do know she was in the military. The Knight of Wands is a military archetype. She's a person who she knows how to soldier through, but life has not been kind to her. She's been through a lot in her life. She's seen a lot. And she has some scars due to that. She's so used to people betraying her that she probably goes into relationships expecting it. I do know they're saying that her views are not as, high as they used to be. I do see possibly that could be what's keeping her up at night as well. It seems like something is going on with her money. Okay, so she has the Queen of Wands here with the 5 of Cups. And I just feel that, Peyton is one of these people that you will not see it on her. You can't look at her necessarily and see. I can, because I'm a seer. But if you're not, you may be caught up in the illusion of, the pomp and circumstance of the Queen of Wands, dressing really nice, buying the nice cars, living the fashionable life. But when it comes down to it, beneath it all is sadness. She just wants love. I feel like she just wants love. Yeah, we have the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. But her upbringing, her path, her youth, her past and her youth does affect her relationships, okay? I don't know if there's something significant about a sibling here. And I do know that she was pregnant with twins, but unfortunately she lost one of her babies. And both of these cards can represent twin pregnancy, twin birth, siblings that are twins. She just, she's really affected by her childhood and her upbringing. We have an air sign man showing up here, a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini here. Feels like she's very defensive towards this man. I do know that her child's father is a Libra, and so this could be him. Okay, everything I say in this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I have no proof, so take it with a grain of salt. I forgot to say that. Yeah, she's also just very set in her ways. You know, she really is. She's trying to have a thick skin, but sometimes she comes across as a bit defensive, maybe not wanting to hear other people's point of view. She's also somebody that you can't get through to when it comes to relationships. She's a lover girl. She is a lover girl, and she's a Pisces, so that makes a lot of sense. I do have good news for Peyton. It's not all bad. There's messages here of some kind of big contract coming in for her, a breakthrough in her finances, maybe a new home. She could possibly be getting a new car, a new networking opportunity. There's a tangible blessing coming towards her. She could even be having another baby. And then I see her going from the Five of Wands to the Three of Wands. Feels like she just wants to turn her back on all the drama, the fighting, the conflict. That is her best bet anyway. Spirit is telling her to stop engaging and anything that's low vibrational, because a lot of her cards are very low vibrational. And I just know from, as a person who used to be a fan and would watch her content, you know, she's a really funny person. She's talented. She has a lot going for herself. But unfortunately, when you tether yourself to the devil, and that can come by way of a relationship, you know? Sometimes you put negative energy on yourself. There's a lot of humiliation, mental health issues, and low vibrational cards here, but all in all, Spirit is saying that she's going to have a breakthrough. She is not going to be, she may be counted down. She might be down, but she's not counted out. Okay, let's get more cards. When it comes to Peyton Maree Charles, Spirit, what do you want to say? Okay. Okay. So she does feel like there's something going on around the home, on the home front. She could also be feeling like she's not able to grow. I know she lives in Dallas, Texas. She may be thinking about relocating. This Three of Wands could be she may be thinking about even moving overseas at some point. Maybe not right now. It feels like she's kind of patiently waiting. She's just trying to get some momentum going again. She wants to feel like herself again. She may even be suffering with postpartum depression. That could be what this is too. This Queen of Wands wanted to the Five of Cups could be a little bit of postpartum depression. And obviously she lost a baby, so that would make sense. But it looks like she's looking to move and she wants to get away from all of this negativity. Okay, we have influence here and a shift. It says here that there is a schedule or changes that is going to move her from one timeline to another. She has the ability here to change how people act, think, or feel without using direct force or orders. We know that she has a big fan base because she's a big YouTuber, but Spirit is saying here she's about to be shifted to a new timeline. That's why she has these two aces. There's potential for her to break through, but she has to get out of her own way. She feels captured. She feels caught and exposed. And we have abort. So Spirit again is telling her to cut herself free with this Ace of Swords. Take this sword and cut yourself free and plant your seed in soil that is fertile. Don't do anything that's a fruitless venture. Spirit is telling her to focus on grounding her energy, being stable, focusing on stable, healthy relationships, her well-being. Show me more. Okay, abort could also obviously deal with fertility. I don't know if she's gotten pregnant again. Maybe chose to terminate, or I mean, this card does actually talk about miscarriage when it comes to pregnancy as well. Okay, so she has a leading position here. And Spirit is saying here, I'm trying to make things better for you, to relieve your stress. But you have to step up and you have to do your part too. It says here that she's going to be taking charge of a project or the start of a new plan from the very front. Okay, so this is an initiation. She could be working on something really big that may be very successful for her. So you're telling her to cleanse her energy, to remove impurities, detox, and replenish. And I feel like that's not only the relationships, but even when it comes to what she's putting in her body, drinking, smoking, anything that she's doing. And Spirit is saying to remove people, things, animals from her life. Anything that's not making her happy. Anything that's living and breathing that's not making her happy. Okay? And also to keep her mystery. But this is something that she struggles with. She struggles with, she kind of reminds me of Clarissa Shields. She's a Pisces as well. And Pisces are very dreamy, whimsical people. They are idealists. They are ruled by Neptune and the moon and Jupiter. They live very fantastical lives. They don't like to be in reality. But with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles here, that's exactly what she's being told to focus on reality. But Spirit is saying that she lacks a training and experience or technical qualifications when it comes to keeping mystery. But Spirit is telling her that she has to be quiet, be hard to figure out, be ambiguous, be inexplicable and unfathomable. Keep your mystery, keep things cryptic. Don't tell all of your moves. Don't tell all of your emotions to your audience. Okay, again, Spirit is telling her to be aware. There's a warning here. There's a warning also of energy around her of someone trying to feed off of her energy or copy off of her. Somebody is cloning her energy. That could be anybody, though. Spirit is saying she's at the end of a cycle. And there's some Masonic energy showing up here. This could be hidden symbols. The universe is trying to communicate with her. She could be connected to someone in a Masonic lodge. That could be the child's father. I don't know. Yeah, but it's telling her this is an end of a cycle. She needs to be around people who share common goals with her. Okay, be more appreciative to attract more is what Spirit is saying. Focus on your well-being. Stay out of all of this drama, all of this mess, and focus on the things that I'm trying to bring into your life because Spirit is trying to speak to her and bless her with new opportunities, a new life. Okay, yeah, and Spirit is saying that she's essentially lost her plot. Okay, and she has either the ability to turn things around right now, or she can let them keep going the way that they're going, and she will lose everything if she doesn't come out of this energy and turn her back on the drama. But she has to be willing to turn her back on the drama. Yeah, we have abandoned, and I said she has abandonment wounds and exile, being forced to leave your home or country, usually for political reasons, deportation, self-exile, banishment, expulsion, to expel, expatriation, oust, to relocate or to relegate, ostracism, forced to live away from your native country. The first cards that come out was about her native country and her moving. So I don't know if she's planning to move with this Three of Wands. She very well could be about to move to another country, maybe just wanting to get away from it all. It would not be a bad idea. Yeah, it's also talking about her origin story, and how some part of her learned to shrink, learned to hush, learned to be quiet. There's something about the stillness. Spirit wants her to be still, be quiet, listen. Listen. What am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you something connected to your upbringing, to your youth, to your origin story. There's a message in all of the things that happened to you. Nothing was by accident. We have propaganda and strategies. So again, be more strategic here. She needs to realize that when people get her off of her A game, she loses every time being emotional and reactionary. Okay? Spirit is saying, let people think what they want to think. I do see her possibly starting to mass produce some kind of merchandise, products, or goods. Well, that's just something that she will be really good at. We have a voyage and a journey, and we have competition. Conflicts and struggles. Yeah, Spirit is telling her to turn her back on this. It says that there are people vying against her, striving against her, or she's doing this. She's in competition. And Spirit is telling her, no, this is not where I want your focus to be. This is not where your focus should be. So if she would just turn her back on all of this drama, co-parent with the baby's daddy, and focus on her career, she will be fine. She will be absolutely fine. There's still hope for her here, but she can lose if she doesn't get this together and pull it together really quickly. I wish her all the best. Thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode.